Hello, everybody. Just checking to see volume. Awesome. What, baby? Well, I'm trying. Emma, can you hold these damn things? Babe, those people were not there when we came through, right? Those people right there were not there when we came through, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, folks. Appreciate anybody who's tuned in already. We are going to get a better camera picture, I promise. Right now, I'm just trying to get some rigs are ready to go. Let me. Glasses. Thank you. Hey, Mr. I'm not sure. Thanks everybody for joining. Getting this shindig all set up. Okay. So I want to get the camera set up in a place that makes sense. So just in case anybody is curious, I was set up before these nice folks showed up. Okay. Hey, Jonathan. There's no Minecraft going on here. We are fishing. We got 4 rods out. There we go. Okay. So I will check on chat as I can. I never see anybody go live out here. They always do edited videos, long form, whatever you want to call them. Okay. I swear to God, these people are moving closer every second. So I came down here and I set up away from everybody so I wouldn't be that person. And unfortunately, I found those people. So we're setting up with salted shrimp, size 1/0 circle hooks, pompano rigs. Putting the shrimp on. And then a little piece of fish bites. I'll say one thing, this fish bite stuff is not easy to get on the hook. Which I guess is the point. Doesn't go on easy, doesn't come off easy. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run through and put the shrimp on, come back behind it and put on the fish bites. The plan was to come out here earlier today because our youngest wanted to go play in the water, but then decided they'd just do it by the house instead. So I talked about going live out here earlier today. Thought I was, and it's changed. Ashley is out here with me. We've both been surf fishing exactly once in our life, and that was with a guide. And I do not have a beach cart, and I knew it was going to be a pain to drag things through the sand. Lord, is it a pain. You need those big, gigantic balloon tires. Without the balloon tires, you drag stuff as opposed to pull stuff. But I don't. This makes the second time I've gone surf fishing in 2 years. Or if you want to go with my entire life. So it doesn't make sense to buy a surf cart, or a beach cart, I should say, yeah, that doesn't work anywhere else because it's got those big giant balloon tires. And I thought I had scaled everything down as much as I could. But apparently I still have too much crap out here. I cannot believe these people just freaking set up 10 feet away from me. I mean, I can. We've all gone fishing before, haven't we? Oh well. I set up over here because it looked like there's a rip straight ahead. So rip current is where the water so all this water comes in, well, it has to go out somewhere. And so rip current are the areas where you don't see the waves crashing out there. So you see like over here on the right, well, I guess you're watching the rod. Anyway, trust me when I tell you there might be rip current. That's what I'm targeting anyway. Whether it works or not, I don't know. Using 4-ounce pyramid sinkers, Pompano rigs. That was a heck of an arch. Which is not a good thing. You need some arch to your cast, but not that much. So these PVC guys, these are my sand spikes. You can buy aluminum ones for like $40 a pop, or you can make these for about $5 a pop. Now, if I lived out here, I would get the aluminum ones. But there's no point for as little as I come out. These do not have rear drag. For anybody who's interested, I guess last year, yeah, I found these OTSR saltwater reels on sale, on clearance at Walmart. So they are Ozark Trail OTSR, and I have just crossed one of my own lines. I can see it down here. No, not that one. I think I'm just crazy. Oh, I'm just crazy. So because I don't have rear drag on these, the primary drag, I've set it pretty loose. That way I can see the poles when they bend, but the fish isn't going to take them off. The beach is beautiful. The problem is sand gets in everything. Let's see. Hey, JK. I do not have sand fleas. I've got fish bites and shrimp. Usually spread mine pretty far apart. Logdex says, yeah, well, so the problem is, yeah, I thought about putting them further apart, but I got people coming up on the right of me. I mean, they're 10, 15 feet away from me. Don't know what the F their problem is. My original thought the first time was, I'll put them all four together and then fan them out. But then people don't know where your lines are. If they don't know where your lines are, then, you know, they might come up and start swimming right next to you. I apologize. So, like, if you see the second and the second rod especially, and the third one, see how they go down and come up? Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Pardon me. That's just the wave action. When one hits, we will know. Yeah, you know, everybody that I see down in this area, I've never seen anybody live surf fish before. So I thought I'd give it a shot. I like doing lives. And honestly, I should have brought, if I had another tripod, I should have brought one of my Osmo action cams and just point it straight to the water. Just everybody can watch that. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful out here. I don't have a sand flea rake. I did make one of the ghost shrimp pumps. Did not bring it. And of course, I see little ghost shrimp pox everywhere over here. And I actually heading over here, and I think you can see them out in front. I think these, well, maybe you can't see them because, you know, it's not pointed that way. As this tide goes out, you'll see, maybe. So there'll be some little, little riffles here. I believe that is indicative of sand flea, which are actually little crabs. I forget what brand of crabs they are, but they're crab. My rod's back in view. I appreciate everybody watching. I truly do. I don't know if it's a nice hole to fish or not. I see areas where the waves are not breaking, so I'm hoping that's a rip current. We shall see. Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of the guys. Tell you who I really like in this area is Justin Reed fishing. He does, I mean, they're long form videos, but he comes down here, fishes. I know Bama Beach Bob and Bearded Brad and Blaine Roberts. But I don't know, there's something I like more about Justin Reed's videos. He just seems like a down-to-earth guy that's not trying to say anything. Because Bama Beach Bum has Beach Bum Outdoors, him and Brad and Lawless Tide, I think, is the other one that owns that. Nothing against them owning stuff. Everybody, it's the American dream, right? But I feel like there's more production in the videos than, I don't know, I just like it a little raw. That did not come out right. But like, see little holes right here? They're probably sand or ghost shrimp. I'll have some shorts coming out later today. Well, probably tonight. Caught some hermit crabs, playing with, watching them. They were all released unharmed, as they should be. Tighten this one up. There we go. Hate standing over here by the camera, but that way at least the sun's to my back. Everybody tells you put sunscreen on your doggone head. Makes my glasses fall off. I know. First world problems. And unlike some people who do videos from the beach, every woman who walks by in a bikini is not going to get focused on. That is not what I'm here to sell. I'm here to sell a fishing experience. I figure if they want to walk around on the beach in the bikini, or however they want to walk around, that's their business. They are entitled to some level of privacy and dignity. But we all know that sells, so whatever. and nothing negative about the people wearing them. It's just that I don't think they should be stuck on camera without their express consent and desire to be there. They want to walk on the beach and have a good time, that should be their business, right? Exactly. Gabriel, no, those are not bites. That's as the surf comes, or as the tide, whatever these things are, waves, come in, you'll see them, they'll kind of bend, come down a little bit. When they get a bite, they'll bend good. Now, I do have the drag set kind of light in hopes that I don't give another rod to Davy Jones blocker. I'm just walking out in the surf a little bit because it's here and I'm here. And, you know, we should be together like that. Not that cold. It is still a little cool. I think the water's supposed to be in the low 60s, mid 60s. Water's fairly clean. I mean, this is not Emerald Coast area where it's just crystal clear. But it's also not like Biloxi or Gulfport, Mississippi, where it's not so clear. So what we're fishing for, I've got pompano rigs out. The desire would be to get a pompano. The desire would be to get a limited pompano. And but there could be whiting out, there could be red drum, there could be black drum, there could be I don't know if flounder come in this kind of surf or not. Could be permit, could be Jack Crevalle, there could be a whole bunch of things it could be. And I'm gonna take off my Crocs and walk around barefoot like a normal human being. Babe, I'm gonna put my wallet stuff in there, just in case I get wet too high. Pontoon Jody, how are you, my dear? How are you? Ashley said howdy. And everybody else. Neutrogena Ultra Shear is what I use. Well, I use whatever I can find. Yeah, hopefully it's popped on, but so the run has not started yet where everybody and their brother is out here catching limits, but there have been some stragglers caught. So I'm hoping to catch what I can catch. I'm on spring break, so I'm taking what I can get, right? I have never caught a pompano. I thought I did, but when I come back to them, they were probably baby jacks. I did catch a permit, and I caught bluefish out of the surf before. I have not caught a ladyfish. I would like to. So ladyfish are supposed to be pretty good fighters, and they make good cut bait. So this is interesting right here. Y'all can't see it, but I can. So this one area, the sand is getting, I'm trying to see if it's a high sand area. No. Just a lot of sand getting washed around. Yeah, well, ladyfish, yeah, but I could use some more bait for back at the dock. Oh my God, they're getting closer. I guess they can come fish right in front of me if that's what they intend to do. But I was out here with my fishing stuff first. Oh, there's a little plane. Well, it's a plane. The plane, boys, the plane. I intentionally didn't bring a chair because Well, for one, I don't have a beach cart to haul it with. Two, I didn't figure we'd be out here that long. Kind of wanted to get a feel for it, see if there was anything exciting coming out. I did see some interest. So the past few days, we've seen these gelatinous globs about the size of a silver dollar that we thought were jellyfish. But I caught one today, and it just kind of, I caught it in my little basket net, and it just kind of broke through very, very easily. So, and I didn't see like dots in there that make them look like eggs or anything, but I don't know what they are. They may have been like, I think sharks are born in little sacks. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of them, and I was afraid they were a jellyfish, but then I didn't see any tentacles. And not a fan at all of jellyfish. And guys, let me know. I'm not seeing any chat moving. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but basically, if the stream screws up, let me know. I'm not watching it on my tablet. I'm just watching the chat on my tablet. So if the sound goes out or the video starts spinning, let me know. And I will try to rectify it. Yeah, the first time I came out, like I said, we hired a guide. He was like $125 for 4 hours, something like that. He was very reasonable. Called one of the YouTubers down here, and he went like $400 or $500 for 4 hours. I'm like, I don't think so. For that kind of money, you better have a boat involved, not a little beach cart. And I had a hard time. I was watching the rods and like, is that a bite? Is that a bite? He's like, nope, you'll know. And it's true, you will. Give you guys a view of the surf. Is that gorgeous or what? I hope you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, I kind of know what to look for, sort of. But like I say, I don't have a sand flea rake. For those who are not familiar, sand fleas are really cool. They have a little digger on the back, or maybe not a little digger. And they flip that little digger, and they're in the sand before the tide that washed them in washes out usually. They keep their little eyeballs up a little bit so they can, or tentacle, or the feelers, whatever it is they use. But when the tide goes out, you can see it's kind of like, I don't even know how to say it. It's not flat sand. See, like right here, I think could be some. Well, no, that's just water washing down slowly and making the little ripples. Sorry, my bad. The problem is I don't own the place that we're staying. And I already leave too much junk down here. As it is, I don't want her dad killing me. So we're still watching the flagpoles. I'll let you know if anything exciting happens. I figured y'all would rather look at the beach, although the sounds of the beach are amazing. Let me know if y'all can hear me okay, and if the if the waves are too loud. I'm hoping I've got a good mixture. Yeah, so down here, every time I want to show it, of course, more water comes in. Right here, there's a lot of little like disturbances. I think there could be some sand fleas in that. But I am not as fast as people that are faster than me are. It's kind of funny. We were walking down there and said, "Wait, that says it's private property." I said, "Yeah, it is up to the highway after the." Hey, you got a visitor that wants your bait, I think. There's nothing in there? Okay. One of the big birds came out right next to that little bucket. See if I can show it to you. Not really. There's a bird over there, I promise. These birds they're smart little critters. I've seen people when they're landing the fish, bird comes up like, "Hey, is that mine?" Like, no, get lost. That was my concern with my salted shrimp earlier today. I've got them in a big Rubbermaid container, and I was trying to let the salt dry out, and I was afraid that a bird would be coming up and taking advantage of my generosity or stupidity, whichever it was. Let's see. There's my shrimp. So far, I am liking these salted shrimp. Let's hope the cooler doesn't crash under my big butt. "49 people in here. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you would be so kind as to like the stream, that will help YouTube try to push people over to this. Gary, I am with you, my friend. They need to bite. If I had Heather in here, she loves to call the fishy for everybody. Maybe she could call me in some fishies. But the way my day has been going thus far, that far fourth rod, I thought, watch the furthest rod from you guys if you can. Now, I just looked at the right time and got excited for nothing. And there comes a Fred bird. So these egrets / blue herons, everybody down here on this area call them Fred. Howdy, Fred. He's like, "Howdy, fat boy. You gonna catch some fish?" Let's see if y'all can see him or not. You can see me, which ain't saying much. I've seen me. No, he is just barely off camera on the right. You may see his shadow. And as much as you may want to feed these birds, don't. Because it's not. They become nuisances to everybody. They expect everybody to feed them. God knows they've been feeding themselves long enough. You see him, or he has a big old head. There's a tiny piece of shrimp tail. Hope you enjoy it, Fred. I just told everybody not to feed you. He's like, "Yeah, it's not really good food there, Holmes. Thank you, but..." Oh, he's rinsing it off. That was cool. He goes into the surf to rinse it off so he doesn't have to eat the sand. He's a smart feller. So remember, folks, do as I say, not as I do. Hey, Rude, good to see you. Hey, Mike Irvin, good to see you, my friend. We are out on the actual Gulf Beach as opposed to the Intracoastal. We got Fred Bird right there. Not to be confused with the mascot of the Cardinals from St. Louis. I'm using cut shrimp, cut salted shrimp. Oh, that's why he's watching. It's like, this is salty, Holmes. Yeah, it is. So those feathers on the bottom of their neck, they look so, I don't know. They look like, hey, you need to wash those. But that's just how they look. If I'm not mistaken, the blue heron and the egret are essentially the same bird. Close enough for government work anyway. And possibly further out. One's overhead and one's a little further out. I got a couple of gulls. Of course, they're not doing anything but flying. If you've ever seen seagulls dive bombing, oh, it's awesome. Just fabulous to watch. Especially if you're close by with a rod and reel and you get something. So what is Fred Bird looking at? Are you just wanting to rub your beak? You can clean yourself. I don't care, Bubba. Be careful of that. I've got a screw going through these so that the rod doesn't go all the way down to the reel seat or to the reel stem. These birds they're so interesting to watch. I don't even know where I am in this video because I know what I'm doing and I am not doing what it shows on the screen right now. Yeah, there he is. Now I'm live. See him over there. Just kind of, I think he's just trying to wipe his beak off. What? Yeah. So everybody, in case you wondered, I'm giving you the bird. Just telling everybody I'm giving him the bird. Huh? There you go. The thing I keep forgetting about fishing the surf, you need to check your baits every 10 minutes or so because critters out there are quite kind at picking your bait off. Because with these 4-ounce pyramid sinkers and the way the surf moves the rods a little bit, you can get your bait pecked off real quick and not even know it. Man, I must have gotten some good movement on this one. It's taking forever to reel in. Oh, I got not only my fish bite, I still got my shrimp on there. Cast it. So apparently, the best way is to go step over your head. Oh, it went somewhere. I mean, there are better, more advanced casting techniques than that, but that one works. Oh. I tightened up that drag a little bit so I could reel it in. Now, what I haven't done that I know better than to do, or than to not do, is I don't have anything in this first trough. I've been trying to do that cast as far as you can, like a banshee. So as you see the waves crashing, so you got the ones right here at the beach. You got another where it rolls over a little further out, and then past there's another one. So those are the sandbars is where they're crashing. So you want to have, there is a line, That may be my first rod. If you can get it, the best positioning would be to have one of them right up against the second sandbar, one kind of in the middle, one kind of behind the first sandbar, and one in the front trough. Oh, it's this rod. Now, I think that's just the way the current was running. I don't think anything actually pulled my line over there. I thought I saw it earlier and then checked. I was like, no, that's not it. Yep, all my bait's still on here. Try moving my hand up as far as I can on this side and down as far as I can on this side. That was not what I wanted to do at all. Oh, I've got a casting cannon on this and it got caught on the casting cannon. So basically what I did was I just broke off my weight. Oops. I know better than to do that. I almost let my rod or my reel hit the sand, which is a no-no. So, come here, Mr. Pompano Rig. Here we go. So you always want to keep extra pompano rigs tied up. That way, if you need get one, you can. Pyramid sinker. Where are my... There they are, pliers. So I keep my rigs in these little baggies. These are 4 mils, which are double the thickness of 2 mils. I know, I'm a genius. But they're thick enough that the hooks don't easily penetrate. There we go. Two of these I messed, well, 2 of these have been down here for a while. I didn't realize that I had never put long mono leaders on them. Shock leaders. So these are braid up until I get to the pompano rig itself. I don't know how much it matters, but everybody down here likes to have a good shock leader. And I know it helps for the abrasion resistance, but anyway. And the knot that I'm using, which I do not know if it's the best knot to use, because I've not done enough testing on braided line, but I'm using a 7 or 8 turn tri-lane knot. Oops. So I have found that the tri-lane knot is actually a very strong knot. At least with mono. Honestly feel like I could give Tim Conway a run on physical comedy with fishing. Of course, he tries to screw things up. I'm not trying, I'm just succeeding. I don't know how I managed to catch my pliers that were in my pocket with my rig, but it did. And you're welcome for the comedy. Okay, so there's that, there's that. Here's the bottom of my rig. Come here. Pyramid sinker on there. Pull it up a little bit. Now I go get some bait. And are you trying to tell me something with the Taco Bell app? Two pieces of shrimp on here. Now see Fred eyed it, so I'm gonna reel it up a little further. I don't want to hurt Fred. Fred's like, I don't want to be hurt, man. I just want food. Do what?
This bird is watching us.
Yeah, well, he's watching.
He's like, hey, what's still all that shrimp, bud?
That's exactly what he's doing.
It's a shame you should skull color in here for me.
I want to make sure he doesn't get that other rig that's sitting there, as it still has a piece of shrimp on it. But they're usually pretty good. They're fairly well behaved. They don't tend. I mean, now they'll sneak up behind you. What? Yeah, so here we go. Actually has a guest over there chatting her up. That one went right in front of the sandbar like a good boy.
What are you talking?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Doing a fine job of it too.
What? It's feeding time. You don't get to stop.
I'm trying.
You will. I'm gonna watch you put the balcony.
Sounds good. You too. She lives in the condos behind us, and she saw Fred and wanted to come get a picture. Apparently, a real live YouTube genius is not on anybody's list. Things to take pictures of. I don't blame them. I've seen me. Here you go, Fred. Have a little piece. Oh, he's holding the kid. I was like, is he holding the bird? What are you doing?
I don't want to get the bird.
Like I say, they're pretty well behaved. They don't tend to just come up and steal stuff. I mean, they will if given the opportunity. Sorry, I'm trying my best to exit and come back in. so I can see chat again. Am I an actor? No, I am an idiot. Ah, let's see. Here we are. Hey, Cool Cats. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Sorry, I was retying a rig. Hey, Toby Schnoodle. Ashley, how was your run earlier?
It was good.
She was thrilled.
It went really well. I had negative. It went really well. I had negative splits. So
Yes.
5 miles an hour, and that's
5 miles less than an hour. Fishing for sand crabs, I am not. I am fishing. The idea is pompano. But whether the pompano agreed with that is a whole other issue. The run has not started yet, but there have been some that have been spotted out here. I don't know what it is, because I swear that I cast this one straight. I guess it is, in my perspective, is straight, yeah. It does tend to be rolling a little bit to the left. Well, of course, I mean, you can do that. Everybody can. I am living the spring break is what I'm doing, Eric. Yeah, I'll tell you, when the birds away, when you reel in a fish, when some people reel in a fish, I don't do that very often, but the bird will just kind of come and go, hey, is that for me? Like, no, it is not. Jody could cast just there you go. Start and reflect on all your poor decisions. Hey, don't question your decisions, brother. This is just spring break. Ashley's dad has a place down here, which helps a lot. Otherwise, I don't know that we would be down here. Legs or rod holder? They're... Listen, Linda. I am at, I believe this is Perdido Beach. I think that's what Ashley told me. If you look up Floribama, I'm on the Floribama Yacht Club. I'm on the other side of the road. So actually, at the Gulf, probably half mile or a mile and a half. Okay, away from them, on the Florida side. Okay. Yeah, Pensacola. Yes, I am. Try to be a cat fisherman. It's not a secret beach. It's just that most of the locals don't come out this early in the year because the water's still cold. Only people running around in bikinis and stuff are usually tourists. Appreciate the thumbs up, folks. Really appreciate it. I am out here trying. That doesn't mean much. Multi-millionaire Jody, I wish. Hey, yeah, buddy. Hey, Gary again. I have to tell, if you look hard enough, you'll remember the role he played. He was an actor. You're talking about Tim Conway? Yeah, he was on the Carol Burnett show. Absolute genius. Hey, Neil T. There's not any action. I mean, there's a ton of action. You have missed it. There have been 400 fish. I don't think you can see Fred Bird. He is like just to the left of the camera. He's a blue heron. All of them are. It's not like there's one that they named. It's any blue heron is a Fred Bird or a Fred. Isn't that right, Fred? Beautiful little creature. I mean, he is 10 feet away from me. And I bet if I had a shrimp in my hand, he'd be my friend. They have long legs, big long neck, but not as big of a beak as a pelican, and certainly not as deep of a throat thingamajig, whatever they have. Jody, darling, how is my sound quality? It's fairly loud with the the waves crashing. But I've been real happy with this microphone, so I'm hoping it's doing pretty good. Well, I'm trying hard not to feed him, because then they get too used to humans and start harassing the humans, and then the humans get pissed off, and then there are riots between the birds and the humans. It's just, it's Donald Trump's going to deport them, and it's just, it's terrible. Now the Canadian geese, if Donald Trump wanted to make me happy and deport something, Canadian geese, send them SOBs home. They don't need to be down here. Now, another bait that I have, which I didn't bring down for this, these are more for fishing later. But I have, I don't know why I'm going to show you on the camera, but the camera's way over there. Excuse me, Frederick. So these are fiddler crabs, 2 dozen of them. Little baby crabs. Well, they're not babies, and they're cool because they have like one big claw, and they can't do the kind of damage that the blue crabs can do with their claw. Don't ask me how I know about the blue crab, but I do. And so I don't want to grab one of them to show you and then have him grab hold of me like he loves me. Now y'all can see Fred Berg. He's heading up to that rod. He's been going to the PVC holders and kind of like scraping the side of his face, just I guess to clean it up. He's like, those are shrimp tails between your legs. I can see them. They're really cool. If you watch him, I bet he picks it up, and they're salty. He's going to take it to the water and rinse it off. What? Oh, he's like, I don't want that one. Because there was not much but just shrimp tail. But he picked it up. He was headed to the water to rinse it off. He's like, I don't eat sand, Holmes. And they're very salty because that's my salted shrimp. So for those who don't know, let's see, when I'm at my dock, I went in the water a little bit earlier with her youngest because he went kayaking, got in the water a little bit. He's like, it's cold out here. Yep, that is. It is. The water is still cold. But it looks like her dad had gone out and already gotten the low-hanging fruit. I would have to get into water about as tall as I am to try to escape the barnacles off. And I'm just not that interested in getting that cold and that wet right now. But he's got some good-sized barnacles on there. Now he just picked up that same piece, like, nope, still don't want it. You want that one closer? It's probably got a little more meat on it. I'm not going to eat you. He's like, I ain't worried about you, Holmes. I'll eat you. What you thinking, Fred? They have beautiful eyes. It's like a yellow eye with a black center. Very beautiful. I do have a couple of shorts up for dolphins. One of them came about 5 feet from the. Oh, they stopped, I think, to take pictures of Fred too. Either that or they're like, ooh, he's a YouTube celebrity. Everybody loves Fred. He's like, you gonna take some pictures? Good. Thank you. That way I'll put them up later. That way y'all can have close-ups. Even though I'm sitting here holding a tablet, I can take pictures with it. The camera's not really good on tablets. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, he is a good boy. Now, what's funny, so the waves have come and crashed up against his legs a couple of times. His feet are almost covered with sand. from just the water washing some sand up. It's kind of cool. But they stand still because that's their, they're predatory birds. They'll stand right at the edge of the water and wait for anything to come up and pop it. Very regal looking bird. Again, except for the feathers at the very front at the bottom of his neck, they look like stringy hair. So I checked the first 3 rods earlier, or the furthest from you guys. I guess I'll go check the other one. So one of the things that's interesting for any of y'all that are not familiar with surf fishing, and why normally I make fun of Pontoon Jody because she has 43 rods out every time she goes. I mean, I make up the number, but anyway. And I would actually use more than 4. 4 is what most people use out here. But I would definitely use more, except that I've seen what happens when you do that. Like a school of jacks will come through, and all 4 lines will go off. And if they're big jacks, still got my bait. If they're big jacks, they can take a while to get in because I got 20-pound line on these. 20-pound mono leaders. 20-pound braid, 20-pound mono. Maybe 30-pound braid on some of them. I don't know. That one landed just behind that sandbar. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. I talked about using a shorter rod, a closer rod earlier, and then didn't do it. So now I'm doing it. And so because these are in sand, and I don't have rear drag on any of these, I make sure that I loosen up the drag. So if something does come and start taking a run, it'll still bend the rod over good, but it won't pull it into the water. It's so weird. When I casted that one out, I swore I casted more to the right. It looks like it's almost with this one, and this one looks like it's almost with that one. I don't know. We pull it back in and intentionally go more right. Because I think straight ahead of me is a rip. So what happens is, like I said, the rip current is, all this water comes up, well, it has to come back out because it's followed by more waves, right? So there has to be an area where that goes out. And the rip current is that area. It makes a path out, and then all kind of follows that path. And it'll usually be when it'll be an area where there's not any breakers. But then I am seeing some breaking, so I don't know. Whee! Once again, I went as far as I could. So, what I don't understand, I've got 2 people over to the left. Well, you can see them probably. My left, that have set up to go playing in the water. I had that happen with the guide when we were with the guide. Family set up on each side of us to go swimming. Like, if I hook up on something and it takes a run, it's gonna go. They go running up and down the beach. They don't just run straight outward. So whatever. So Gary, good question. How many rods am I allowed to use? There's a hook limit. I think it's 50 combined. Now, some of the regulations talk about you can't use multiple hooks, and what it's talking about there is treble style hooks, where there's more than one point on the hook. Because I was like, what do you mean you can't use multiple hooks? That's ridiculous. Everybody uses 2 hooks. It's that you can't use treble for certain species. I wish the rods were starting to go off. Yeah, Well, with pompano, it's not so bad because the pompano, they don't get. I mean, if you catch a 4-pounder, you're doing an excellent job. They usually a pound and a half, 2 pounds, whereas these jacks can get north of 20 pounds. And saltwater fish by nature, and I'm not. There's always an argument, pound for pound, this fish fights harder than this fish and all this kind of stuff in freshwater. As far as you can see, folks, do you see any place for these fish to hide from the current? They can't. So underwater camera is fun to watch because they'll be swimming, a wave will come through, push them like a foot forward, then they have to, adjust to get backward kind of where they were. So everything's always moving in the surf, including the fish. So they're swimming all the time. Even the Mississippi River with the blue cats, they've got places they can hide. They can go into inner bends and hide behind some of the points that shoot out. But this is a southerly current pushing straight in all the time, most of the time. Sometimes the surf lays down some, but not regularly. Fred just flew off. Apparently he thought maybe he found somebody better than us. So what? Bye, Fred. So these fish are very muscular. They, yeah, well, he didn't like my buffet, but I don't see the pieces that I threw out anymore. They may have gotten washed out. I don't know. So, these fish, they swim all day, every day. And that's not saying that they can't go, into the intercoastal or up in the bays and get some relief. But, your pompano, for instance, don't really go up in the bays much. I would love to catch a good red drum. I'd love to catch a black drum. Now, the black drum, by the time they lose their stripes, so normally when they're smaller, they look like sheep's head. They have the vertical stripes. Once their mouth is different, and I'm sure there's other differences too. But anyway, once they lose the black stripes, they tend to start getting worms, from what I understand. A lot of parasites. So unless you want extra protein in your diet, a lot of people avoid them. So I'm going to have some people walk in front of the rods, and the first time I saw that, I thought that was rude. It's not. So what's happening here is the sand in front of me is more hardtack. The sand behind me is extremely loose and much harder to walk on. Plus, we've got the sand spikes, and those are all 10-foot rods. So they can walk in front of me and not touch a rod, not touch a line. They're not. I had to get educated on that because I thought it was like, that's kind of rude just walking in front. You wouldn't do that on freshwater, right? But we use the longer rods here to get the longer casting distance. We use the sand spikes so that we keep our rods off of the sand. Sand not good for rods. Salt water is not good for anything, or not rods, reels. When he used the guide, he had some of the aluminum rod holders or sand spikes, but he had one PVC that it was just kind of barely stuck in the ground or the sand. I didn't realize that, so I was rigging up and I put one of the rods in there and turned around and get the bait, and it fell over. I have never seen a man grab a bottle of water so fast in my life. He was out there rinsing that thing off. Because sand is not good for reels. Let's be honest. Sand's not good for anything, or for the longevity of things. Oh yeah, in front of me, those have got to be sand fleas. I say that like I know what I'm talking about, but there's a lot of the way the water goes out, you can see it rippling kind of funny. And that's usually because they're little, I don't know if it's their eyes or their feelers or whatever. That's the only thing that sticks out of the sand. So they can kind of get a feel for when there's food coming up. And they call them sand fleas. They're really like a crab of some sort. They don't have like wild pinchers or anything, or even pinchers at all, maybe. I intentionally didn't bring a chair, but I brought a cooler and I'm sitting on it. So if you want to sit down, let me know, darling. And also, if we need to start getting close to heading back, let me know. Yeah. The kids think they need to be fed and stuff like that. Ashley thinks he needs to be fed. But everybody that fishes understands that, oh yeah, once I'm out here, I don't know if I ever want to come back in. Hey, okay, so I'm back. Garrett, second rod, actually those are all, that's wave action. So they've got 4-ounce pyramid sinkers on them, so they're holding to the bottom pretty good. And then when the waves come, of course, they push up against the line a little bit and make them bend a little bit. Hey, the dude who wants to say hi, I appreciate it. That was a heron, Candace. Sorry, I was watching rods instead of chat. Stingrays are fun when they eat a surf rig. So I would like to hook into a stingray. I do not want to get too close to one because I know they can do some damage. A lot of damage. But you can eat stingrays. So basically you slice off down each side of the main body and cut the wings off and fillet the wings out, skin them. I don't believe there's no bones in them. Yeah, there are no bones. And they are apparently have a consistency similar to lobster. In theory. I've never had it. Proper name is mole crab. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. 16, 15, 12, 11 foot rods. You like to keep the line over the seaweed. Yeah, so there's where we're at on the Intracoastal, there's a lot of eelgrass. There's not a lot of seaweed that comes up here. They do to get some grass that comes in on the Gulf side, and people complain heavily when it comes in. But I mean, you saw there was a little bit of grass, but nothing exciting. The right rod? No, it's not going. I wish it was. Wish they were all going. When they go, they'll bend pretty good. They do have the drag set lightly so that if something big hits it, it's not going to just drag the rod in with the sand spike. I hope. Well, let's see. So yeah, I did check them. I checked the first three, and then I just checked the fourth one not too long ago. They all had bait on them. Yeah, I know the crabs will definitely eat the bait off. I did hook into a glass nose ray, skate. Skates and rays look very similar, except there's no stinger and different color and smaller. And hey, Jerry Hager, good to see you. Yeah, Pete, Gulf of America. So, yeah, whatever. I'm not really sure why we needed to rename it. It seemed like it was fine the way it was, but I'm also trying to make sure I have good. If somebody searches for the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America, they can find me. And these folks to the left of me that, well, now one's getting down deeper in the water. They just kind of want to hang out there about waist deep. Not sure what they're doing, not my problem. I have not tried a popping cork. I do have them. And on the way back tonight, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some live shrimp. I've got an aerator in the truck and all that. And have them for tomorrow. Put them under a popping cork and try to see what I can do there. It's frustrating because everything I've been catching off the dock has been hardheads, gaff top sail cats, gar. Yeah, I come to saltwater to catch gar. That sounds like me. I got one little white trout that was too big for bait and too small for eating. But there's a lot of pinfish, and those pinfish will peck bait off so fast. And I'm getting low on bait. I've got 3 or 4 pinfish left. I need to catch some more. But they haven't been biting as well as I'd like. So there's that. So I've got these fiddler crabs, and I've got I'll get some live shrimp. I've got the salted shrimp, of course, but I use the salted shrimp to try to catch the pinfish. But between the dock I'm on and the neighbor's dock, there's some kind of shelf and a drop-off that seems to hold a little bit of everything. He said Chief said he's seen red drum out there. They catch a lot of spotted sea trout, which they are spotted and they are sea, but they are not trout at all. They're a different thing. They're cute. They have these 2 fangs in the front. Well, cute if you don't stick your hand in their mouth. I did catch I caught one little blue crab in the trap, but he got out of one of the escape holes that are required to be there. He wasn't that very big. The other one was a full-size adult male, and it was my last rod I was reeling in Monday night. And he stayed on there, and I got him up on the dock, and then he started flapping around. Hang on now. Trying to see if that rod, this third rod right here, if something's happening with the line or if that's just the waves. Anyway, I thought I had him gripped far enough back. I did not. He got a hold of my thumb. He drew blood. So I kept him for the next day. I quartered him up. I lost one of the quarters on the cast. And then the other 3, one of them I came back with an empty shell, and the other 2, I had them hooked through the knuckle, and the shell was even gone. So I don't know what was eating them, but something had fun with them. Michael Vincent, we renamed it because it belongs to us. Well, yeah, we can rename it, but again, why bother? It's been the Gulf of Mexico for centuries. All I did was make things hard on mapping companies and everything, and I don't know. Bigger fish to fry, right? Bigger fish to fry. Oh, now if it's setting up to drill oil again, I'm all for that. I just don't know how renaming it does that, but there are people smarter than me in the world. Hey, Larry Kelly. Good to see you. Good to see you. I was so thrilled with my gar catching abilities. We'll try to do some guide trips for gar down here. I don't think anybody's going to pay money for that, though. I'm going to go check my line, see how the bait is. So I bought a couple of crab nets and brought them down here. Never got anything in them. Her dad had a crab trap and said I was welcome to use it. And her dad really doesn't fish, but the neighbor came over and he's like, your crab trap's too deep, you're not going to catch anything. So I moved it up shallower. And then today, when I was walking the beach while her son was out there, I was picking up hermit crabs off do some more shorts on hermit crabs because they do really well for the channel. Yeah, my bait's still on there. This one's hooked a little odd. Got hooked on its own line, but we'll fix that. Still have the fish bite, still have the shrimp. We'll try to cast this a little left. It had a lot of hang time and it wasn't too far forward, but it didn't go that far. Yep. There it is. So these pyramid sinkers, you think of how a pyramid looks. At the base, the widest part down at the base where it's square, that's where the little eyelet comes out. So because the surf is pushing inward, I guess I can show that to you as opposed to trying to explain it. So these are pompano rigs, double dropper rigs. Put a little float on there. Supposedly it floats the bait up a little bit. You got a little bead on there. These sinkers, you got the eye out, so when they lay like this, and as they get pushed in, so they kind of bury a little bit, and then the wave go over top of them. So that's how they hold bottom. There are people that use Sputnik sinkers that have little wires that come off of them. But Sputnik sinkers are ridiculously expensive, like $4 or $5 a piece. And I don't know if y'all know this about me, I'm cheap. So if any of you guys are content creators and need a tripod, I did a short on one last night. It's on Woot. Now, it's not an affiliate link. There is a link in the description though, because you can't search Woot, you have to browse Woot. And this way it gets you to the right item. I do not have one of them, although I have ordered one. National Geographic brand, which does absolutely nothing for me. But it's an aluminum tripod, so it's not the carbon fiber. But it has a fluid head on it and it's 20 bucks. And I like a fluid head over the ball head. That way you could pan left and right and up and down easier, whereas the ball head, it kind of does multi-direction simultaneously, which can be good or not. And I have, in fact, crossed my other line. Now, when I casted this one, I told you I was going to cast it out to the right, and I did. So the current pulled it left. I don't know. I didn't cross it either. The line had just gotten a little slack. And the line moved over. Anyway. But I will pull this one back in and go further right. Because they do almost look to be on the top of each other. So, the tripod I was using, well, Mama said fishy, fishy. This is one just cast it out, didn't it? I got to catch up to him. Fish on, folks, fish on. Whoa, he's pulling drag. It looks like a little shark. Might be a redfish. I don't know what it is. He went airborne. I don't think sharks do that. So when you get them close to the surf, you let the wave just pull them in. That is a shark. Okay, can you, hold this. I'll go get my pliers. I don't know one shark from another, but it's a shark. Come here, sunshine angel baby. He's like, I'll tell you, I believe that's going to be, I don't know what it is, not big enough to keep. And there are some that you're not supposed to even take out of the water. But I don't want to leave them out there with my hook. Bye, buddy. Well, I've been wanting to catch a shark. I caught a shark. Yeah, I felt it on my foot. So I can use words like Atlantic sharp nose, because I know that's a species of shark. Oh! Keep going. There he goes. He came back up. I actually saw him. So sharks are really cool. I'd heard this, but I hadn't ever felt one. One way the skin, like if you rub it backwards from the head, the skin is smooth. But from behind, if you run it forward, it feels like sandpaper. So I don't know what kind of shark it was. I know it was not a black tip that was big enough for me to want to clean it. And that was really all that mattered. Huh? They didn't see the shark. I'm sorry.
I got pictures of it though.
Okay, yeah, we'll put them up. I actually got a picture of it because she's smarter than me.
I got several pictures. I tried to.
Let me go readjust. Let me go adjust the camera, folks. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I apologize. So since you didn't see him, see that lady walking down the beach there? It was as long as from me to her. It was about like this. He was not a spinner because the bottom anal fin was not black. Oddly enough, black tip sharks do not have black tips on all of their fins, which I think is false advertising, but people don't care what I think. Of course, I've met me, I wouldn't care what I think either. So interestingly enough, both of my baits were gone from that one. And again, you saw me, I had just casted that one out. I am not chumming the water, I am disposing of the tail. It's actually illegal in Florida to chum from the beach or from a dock. Which, you know, I can understand, you know, them not wanting you to invite sharks and such using like big chum blocks, but because, you know, people like to swim here too. But that was super cool. Oh my goodness. So this is what the hook's supposed to look like. And this is what the shark hook looked like after it came out. So, because yes, you can cut the hook, but the shark was small enough. He was not a danger to me. And I didn't think it would be nice to leave a hook in his mouth. So, there's it. Grab the Pompano rig that I broke off earlier. Broke the weight off of. And I'll just reuse that hook. And it already has bait on it. Look at me being awesome. So, not only did I not get skunked, but I caught my first shark.
Got anything?
Got one shark just a few minutes ago.
One what?
Shark.
Okay.
It wasn't very big, but
Okay.
it was fun either way.
I heard that. How hard did he hit?
He did a pretty good job of hitting, but he was maybe 2 feet.
Okay.
He wasn't a big one at all, but
Yeah, it's a little one. I need the biggest somewhere, ain't it?
yeah.
And what do you fish with?
Shrimp and little fish bites.
Well, all righty then. Well, you have a good one.
Thank you, appreciate it. So one of the problems that I've been trying to reconcile. So if you listen to anybody in the catfish community, you have got to use a snell knot for circle hooks. There's no other option. If you don't, you're going to miss hookups. Everybody that does surf fishing uses little hitch knots. So there's a loop, you put the loop through the eye of the hook. And then you put the hook through that little loop. So all it is a little hitch knot. Now I do go in the front of the hook and out the back, and so do they. The ones I've watched anyway. But it's just interesting how you must. If you don't snell a circle hook, you're not going to catch anything. Or you're cutting your chances and all this stuff. So if I were, getting bites and then missing the fish, I'd give that a little bit of credence. But I don't know. And I'm not throwing shade at anybody. It's just when I've been doing my knot tying, or my knot tying and my knot strength videos, test videos. Part of what I'm trying to do is separate fact from old wives' tales, or urban legends, or I don't know. Because let's be honest, we've heard things over the years. We've accepted them as gospel. We repeat them. And, one of the things I was wanting to accomplish with my knot strength testing was, to validate for my own edification that that's true. Son of a gun, I did it again. I'm not sure what that did, but sent another sinker flying. Not sure what it caught on. The bail didn't close. Maybe, you know what? It's that damn casting cannon is what it is. The line's getting hung under it because I'm not using the casting cannon. Okay. See. That ticks me off. I need to take that casting cannon. Either need to use the casting cannon or take it off. And regarding my knot strength testing videos, I am still learning as I'm going. I'm not done with my testing. I've got a lot more I'm going to be doing. But you know, how many turns do you need? Are you getting more strength out of more turns? Do you need more turns or less turns on thicker mono? You know, whole 9 yards, right? And I have hated the no-knot Snell since I first saw it. To me, it's too simple of a knot. So surely it doesn't have any strength to it. You know, you need to use a real knot like a uni knot or whatever, something that actually is a knot. And the strongest knot that I've tested so far is the no-knot Snell. And when it comes to Snell knots, it ain't even close. I've tried the uni Snell, I've tried another type of Snell, and I mean, it's not even close. And one of my viewers asked me to check out the egg drop or the egg loop knot, and I'd heard of that before, but I didn't need it because I don't fish with eggs. You know, salmon fishermen do. And so I never really paid any attention to the knot because I didn't need it. But it starts off its life as a no-knot Snell and then adds a few twists and turns that basically ties the standing end to the hook so that it doesn't loosen up, which is one of the downsides of the no-knot Snell, is it can loosen up. I've never had one come all the way loose, but it's just not a good feeling to see your knot loosen up on you, right? So that's going to be something I'm going to test a little more. I did do one test real quick for him and was like, no, it actually seems to have about the same strength. So that may become my go-to knot for snelling. And the tri-lane knot has become my go-to for tying on swivels and hooks that I don't snell. And I have, so I pre-tie the pompano rigs and I put them in little baggies to try to keep them reasonably straightened out. This one I have managed to wrap it around itself so many times. It's becoming a little fun to play with. That's what's taking me this extra time, is getting the rig untied from itself. Part of me wants to just throw it back in there and get another one. The other part of me is like, I like a challenge. Like, I'm almost there, I'm almost there, I'm almost there. I'm close. I'm all the way there. Okay. Let me go grab my pliers so I can cut. cut this rig off and have the other one on. There's the rig right there on the edge of my sand spike. And there we go. Had to catch my line. The other thing that I found out was that the standard dropper loop that everybody uses does not have a lot of strength. It breaks way too easily. So I actually had a bunch of them tied up, and I went back, scavenged all the hardware off of them, threw them away. And what I'm using instead, in this case for the light 20 pound, is a double surgeon's loop, which is actually just a surgeon's loop. But I call it a double because I've also tied it with a triple, with a third loop for some testing. So that's how I differentiate them. Okay, get those. Let me grab a sinker. And while it may seem like this has taken me a long time, imagine if I had to tie up the whole rig. So again, I'm learning stuff through these knot tests. And I'm not the first person to do knot tests. And I've watched other people that have done them. And some of them I didn't like their methodology. Some of them I like, they were doing fine, but they were testing like, 10, 15 pound line. And not all knots work well. My theory is that not all knots work the same at different strengths. But some may be better with thicker mono, and I'm getting to the number of twists. That's going to be part of the testing as well. Now, as far as the number of twists on a no-knot Snell, the best I have been able to determine, there's no appreciable difference unless you use too few. So, whether you use 8 or 12, it doesn't really seem to matter. As long as you've got enough there to cushion the knot and everything. I'm trying to change out hooks again since this one already had bait on it. So if any of that kind of stuff interests you guys, please do check out the channel. Subscribe and all that fun stuff. Cutting the casting cannon off of that thing.
Go out here.
Huh? And also, like I talked earlier about the tripod, if I find a good deal, I will make a quick video about it so y'all will know. And it's got to be a good deal. That tripod I talked about, it's on Woot for 20 bucks. It's on Amazon for 105 right now, or last night when I was looking at it. There's no way I'd pay $100 for that tripod. But it holds 6 kilograms, which is a little over 13 pounds. Now it is a fairly heavy, I think it's about a 4 or 5 pound tripod. Does, like I said, it has a fluid head on it. Anyway, like these OTSR reels, when they were on clearance, I posted about them because they were like 15 bucks instead of 60 or 70. And they look to be a rebadged Tsunami brand. And Tsunami does make some cheap $20 stuff, but they also make some higher end stuff like the Shield. I think this was a mixture between the Guard and the Shield. It has 13 seals in it. Which is just, for a saltwater reel, is great because you want to keep that salt water out. And I've got some Penn Spin Fisher combos that I got. Some were like 130 bucks, and I guess they went on sale even better than that for 100 bucks. So I picked up several of those. Okay, third rod. No, that's just the waves. It was moving nice. I thought maybe, you see that flick in the tip, and you're like, ooh, maybe we got something going on here. We did not, but it was a nice gesture on its part. I'm not looking forward to dragging this stuff back to the truck. I do not have a surf cart that has beach wheels on it. See, these look like they should have sand fleas in it. Oh well. I don't have a rake and I'm not flexible enough to try scooping them up by hand. Let me grab the tablet, see what's going on in the world. Oh, Ashley's been keeping an eye on things. She's good. Everybody needs an Ashley. Oh, let's see. Aaron Gallimore. Good to see you. Michael Benson, we talked to you already. Michael Perote. Show the shark. I am sorry I did not show you the shark. I thought the camera was at an angle you could see it. That's my mistake. Plus, I don't know my sharks well enough. I can recognize a black tip possibly, but the black tip is one of the few that you can harvest below 54 inches or 48 or 54, I forget which it is. Some you cannot harvest at all. Some of them you cannot remove their gills from the water. So you're supposed to get in the water with them and unhook them, or cut the hook or cut the leader. And that one I figured there would be more damage by leaving the hook in it than getting it out of there. So that's what I did. I don't have a surfboard, Scotty, because, well, you've seen how well I stay upright in a kayak. We ain't doing no surfboards. Connor Campbell, this is Perdido Beach, if I understand correctly. It's in Pensacola. It's the almost to the Alabama line. So if you look down Gulf Shores and then move over into Florida, we're down there before you get to the big bridge Well, before you get to the bridge that is actually in Pensacola. Okay. Hey, Gigability, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, you've been in Pensacola your whole life? Well, awesome, Connor. Yeah, I posted on the Pensacola Fishing Fanatics or whatever page, letting everybody know I'd be here. But, you know, I know you guys get a bunch of damn tourists down here like, hey, show me all your spots. No, I'm not looking for that. I was just looking for somebody to fish with. Roberto Lopez, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of, I don't, to me, I think we got better things to do than just worry about the name, right? I think this country's got bigger problems than the name of the beach or the name of the Gulf. I think just renaming it confuses things. 311 Pope out of Sebastian, commercial pompano guy, and had a peg. So I do have one of those rig boards so that you can tie those dropper loops. But like I said, I tested those dropper loops like at 20 pounds. They were breaking at like 10, maybe 12. And the 20-pound mono had itself, just the line, had a breaking strength of about 28 pounds. So, I mean, it was ridiculously bad. So that's why I went to the surgeon's loop instead for my droppers. Yeah, oh yeah, you can tie rigs really fast. I did a live stream. Well, I did a live stream where I was tying rigs. I showed the rig board briefly, but it was mostly just hanging out with people while I tied rigs. Yeah, buddy, I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it. NG Carson, I don't know what you said, but hello and welcome in. Seems like PVC pipe is the most fish. Yeah, so those are, I'll go read it. Yeah, they are 2-inch PVC. So I think I cut them at 4 feet or 50 inches, whatever, I don't know. I took a 10-footer and made 2 of them out of it. I don't think I had any left over. Some people make up 36 inches. That seemed too short for me. So at the bottom is cut at a nice hard angle. And then this is a little screw that I stuck through so that the rod doesn't fall all the way down to the reel stem. Down that way in April. Yep. So, hey, Jay Kimura. So I normally fish out of the Memphis, Tennessee area, but I'm down here on spring break. The Pompano run has not started or is not in full swing or whatever you want to say. There are people catching onesie, twosie Pompano down here. But I just wanted to get out and do surf fishing again. I've only done it once before. I bought all these surf rods. These are not all my surf rods. Do not tell Ashley. And I made the sand spikes. They've been sitting in the garage down here at her dad's house for over a year. Figured it was about time. I made a ghost shrimp pump, and I used it briefly one time and didn't catch anything, so I haven't used it again. And I'm seeing nothing but little pock marks all the way over here. Now, I'm not seeing the ones with the little volcanoes around them. So these could be 2 or 3 day old easily. At least in the thing we're in, the intracoastal, the surf or the tide, the water level is down probably 2 or 3 feet since Sunday. So Saturday we had the big storm, but even the neighbor next door, he said, it's lower than it's supposed to be. I don't know if all the wind that came in pushed a lot of the water out, but the tide here only fluctuates by, from what I see, about 0.8 of a foot. So it's not like the west coast of the U.S. where, surface, where high tide and low tide are, 10, 12 feet sometimes difference. Anyway, so I'm not seeing like the volcanoes in the water. I did see some last year while we were out doing a little family stuff on her dad's boat. It's not a fishing boat. And I was like, man, I wish I had my ghost shrimp pump with me. But that is a lot of work, as are the sand flea rakes. Now, I'm telling you, the way this is, the water's going out, you see the little breaks in the water, like something's sticking up, and you're like, are those sand fleas? If I had a sand flea rake, I would know the answer. So sand fleas are really cool. They're mole crabs, I think is their real name. But so they will come in with the water, and they have little diggers on their back bottom. Before the tide goes out, they are down. They just keep their, I don't remember if it's the eyes or like a feelers or something up, so they can sense food. Oh, I saw you move. What are you? I'm going to feel stupid if this is a sand flea. What is this? It's not a sand flea. I don't know what it is. So it looks almost like a tooth, but it's not a tooth. And I swear I saw it move. It may be a little mollusk of some sort. That may be just a little shell. I don't know. But I see several of those up here. And you can see the water going around them. Like there's one, here's another one here. And now they're all wet. I don't know what they are. I have never been up the Hudson River. Glacier shark, brother, if I had a sand flea rake, I would. And somebody already told me, if you're fast enough, you can do it by hand. You're not going to get a lot of them, but you'll get some. And I'm too old and fat to be doing that. Now, if somebody walked by with a sand flea rake, I'd be going, hey, you want to be friends? But then it also could be that I'm just crazy and there is nothing here and I'm just stupid. There's another one of those little tooth-looking things. I don't know what they are. The V-Wake. Oh, I can do lots of things. Not very well, though. So Gigability, I'm glad you're in here. I have a question for you. Hope you're still in here. Hey, Saul Goodman. Hey, Real Trout Man. I know I've answered your questions, but say name. Hey, I already did say your name. How you doing, my friend? So seeing these clear things in the water about the size of a silver dollar. And we were thinking they were baby. Well, I caught one. I just picked it up with that crab. And kind of like halfway, it started going through different parts, and it broke into multiple pieces. And there's no coloration. It clearly was a living creature. It's another thing. Smooch up that eagle. You gotta. We have fork picking. Anybody else? I really do hope that this microphone is picking up enough of the sound of the surf that it makes listening to just the surf enjoyable, but that it also picks me up. Gig, I don't know if you saw it earlier, I caught a shark. First shark ever. Not big enough to keep. Don't know what species it was. He was, I don't know, 2 feet maybe. Look, would you say that shark was 2 feet, babe? How big do you think that shark was?
That big?
That big, okay. Let's see, it went from mid-calf to over my waist, so yeah, about 2 feet.
They called the how it was going.
So it's okay. Well, folks, all good things must come to an end, including my bad fishing. Now this is weird. There's a bunch of little holes. Makes me wonder what's in there. Apparently saying, "Ooh, I still have a part of a rig hanging in my pocket." So her kids are getting hungry, want to know where we is. They don't want to know where I am. They want to know where she is. The what? You what? And Ashley apparently is cold. Yeah, buddy, I can turn it real quick. So this is the Gulf of some country in North America. We've been live for 2 hours, 78 people watching right now, 29 thumbs up. Now here's the thing, folks. I am so glad that you people are here. I'm glad that you guys are watching. I am beyond blessed to have you here. But if you would be so kind as to double tap that screen, get those likes up, I'd appreciate it. I am fishing again tomorrow. Heck, I'll probably be fishing again tonight in the Intracoastal. Tomorrow, I'm not sure where I'll be fishing just yet. Somewhere down here in Pensacola. So please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Turn on the notification bell. As far as I know, I'm the only person that has gone live surf fishing. Everybody else I see doesn't go live. They just do long form videos and show you what they caught. Of course, the secret is the reason I'm doing it this way is because I know I can't catch fish. That's not the point. It's a beautiful day out here. Gorgeous day. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous conditions. There's my rods. I'm going to go ahead and pull them in real quick because Ashley's children want to eat. Ashley wants to not be cold. I want to not be fat, but not enough to do the work that Ashley has done. God bless her soul. Sunday, for no reason known to man. I mean, it's known to her, but not man. That's the thing. She's a cool man. She ran 25 bleeping miles. Nobody was chasing her. Yesterday she took off. So she's actually training for her ultra marathon. She did a 5-mile thingamajiggy today. Said she got all 5 miles in under an hour, which is an excellent pace. So I talk about her running, and I am so proud of her running. She is not. She does competitions, but she's not one of those super. I don't know what you call them. I don't say athletes because that's not right either. But you know, there are some people that are highly competitive. That is not what she does. She runs with groups that they are competitive, but they cheer each other on. It's amazing to watch. You know, I'm the kind of guy that if I were running in a Apache, go, "So long, sucker." But I mean, they hold up signs for each other. They cheer each other on. Each person's success is a shared success with everybody else. So while she's, not going to be winning the Boston Marathon this year, or even going to it, she's going to be doing, last 2 years she's done a race called the Mamba. And she's done the 50K version. And her friend is trying. Are you still doing the 50K so far this year, or are you up into the 50 miles yet?
Huh?
Are you still doing the 50K, Mamba?
Yeah, I'm still in for the 50K.
She's still in for the 50K, although she has threatened to sign up for the 50 mile. And then she's threatened to go for the 100K, and they also do a 100 mile. What? Oh, a 53K in a couple of weeks. Okay. I was wondering because the Mamba's in like November. So where's this one at? Oh, Viper. Viper. Okay. Sorry. I thought I heard Piper. So Mamba, so there were two competing groups.
It's one group. It's the same guy.
They are now, right?
It's another race series. He's a race he's done.
Oh, okay. I thought there was another guy that did one of them. Okay. So anyway, so he has, this is going to be the Viper instead of the Mamba. But the Mamba is, like say, November-ish. And she's got a 53K in a couple of weeks. I'm just telling everybody you got the 53K in a couple of weeks. Can I ask you to do a big favor? Can you take that and like the 5-gallon bucket? Can you take it to the car real quick, and maybe come back and help me with the rest of the stuff as I get everything pulled in and ready to go? Because while we came down in one trip, I'm not sure it's going back in one trip. I brought a cooler that had, well, she found it. Huh? No, I'm good. Thank you, beautiful. You sure? Okay, yeah, because it doesn't have anything in it. It'll roll. Yeah, okay. I put stuff in that cooler, so it's one. Somebody, she was out on a run, and somebody put it to the curb. She's like, "Oh, I'll take it." They probably, got a Yeti or something for, and decided to get rid of the little rolling igloo. And I knew it didn't have beach tires on it. I know that you need a beach, you need the balloon tires for the beach up here because the sand is so ridiculously fine. But I can't justify, I can justify buying the beach cart. What I can't justify is the fact that I have nowhere to store it. And so if I, her dad has been extremely gracious in allowing me to keep the amount of crap I keep in there now with, rods and some tackle. I don't need to push that any further, if you know what I mean. Because those carts do not break down. They're not like those foldable wagons that a lot of people get from like Walmart and stuff. They're full on aluminum. They're well built. Like I say, they've got those balloon tires on them, which are great for what they are. But not sure what my plan is here with these spikes. I don't think they're going to do well on rocks and sticks and stuff. I think they will break very easily. So this is the frustrating part. You don't want your reels touching sand. So I probably should have kept them right exactly where I had them for now. So let me do that. These set back up. Then I can shut the stream down. And we'll be on our way. Now, rent the beach cart for like $35 a day. But I can't bring myself to pay almost 10% or almost 20. Yeah, almost 20% the cost of a cart to rent it for a freaking day. I'm cheap. I don't mind spending money for things for value, but I like blowing money just for the shirts and goggles of it. I'll pull you out of the holder here real quick so I can take one last look at chat. Glacier shark, catch of my week would be that shark. Fun fishing adventures. Scotty, hey, dang it. Man down. Oh well. Yeah, buddy. See you tomorrow. Appreciate it. Hey, Kedra. Appreciate you coming. We're shutting it down. Gonna go get some dinner and that kind of stuff. I may be live later tonight. I will definitely be live tomorrow. So if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Thank you all for your support. You are truly a blessing. We'll see you next time.